Hello guys, welcome back to another video. We're gonna read Daniel chapter 3, baby. We're gonna read the image of God and the blazing furnace. This is one of my favorite chapters in the whole Bible. I hope you guys enjoy this episode because it's gonna be lit. Those are no one about that. Guys got us. Yeah, we're gonna read Daniel chapter 3. Hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, let's get right into it. King Nebuchadnezzar made an image of gold, 60 cubits high and 60 cubits wide, and set it upon the plain of dirt in the province of Babylon. Then he summoned the straps, perfect governors, advisors, treasurers, judges, magistrates, and all the other provincial officials to come to the dedication of the image he has set up. So the straps, perfect governors, advisors, treasurers, and judges, magistrates, and all the other provisional officials assembled for the dedication of the image that the king Nebuchadnezzar had set up, and they stood before it. Then they heard loudly proclaim, "Nations of people of every language, this is what you are commanded to do. As soon as you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, larp, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music, you must bow, fall down, and worship the image what the king Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Whoever does not fall down and worship will be immediately thrown into a blazing furnace." Therefore, as soon as they heard the sound of the horn, flute, zither, harp, lyre, harp, and all kinds of music, all the nations and peoples of every language fell down and worshipped the image of gold that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. At this time, some astrologers came forward and denounced the Jews. They said to King Nebuchadnezzar, "May the king live forevermore. Your majesty has suited a decree that everyone who hears the sound of horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music must fall down and worship the image of God, and whoever does not fall down and worship will be thrown into the blazing furnace." But there were some Jews who never sat over the affairs and province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who pay no attention to you, your majesty. They neither serve your gods nor worship the image of God you have set up. Furious with rage, Nebuchadnezzar summoned Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So these men were brought before the king, and Nebuchadnezzar said to them, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you did not serve my gods or worship the image of gold that I set up? Now when I hear the sound of horn, flute, lyre, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down or worship the image I made, very good. But if you do not worship it, you'll be thrown immediately to a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand." Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, "King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, he will want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." Then King Nebuchadnezzar was furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and with his attitude towards them changed. He ordered the furnace heated to 70 times hotter than usual, and commanded some of the stronger soldiers in his army to tie up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing furnace. The others men, wearing the robes, torsos, turbans, and other clothes, were bound and thrown into the blazing furnace. The king's command was so urgent, and the furnace was hot as flames of fire, killed the soldiers who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and these three, firmly tied, fell into the blazing furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar leaped up his feet in amazement and asked his advisors, "Weren't there 3 men that were tied up and thrown into the fire?" "Certainly, your majesty." He said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around the fire, unbound and unharmed. The 4th looks like the son of the gods." Nebuchadnezzar then approached to the opening of the blazing furnace and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, "Sirs, the Most High God, come out here." So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire, and stacked traps of perfect gutters and royal fires crowded around them. They saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor was a hair on their heads signed. Their robes were not scorned, and there was no smell of fire on them. Then King Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and defend the king's command and are willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any God except for their own God. Therefore I declare that the people of any nation or language who say anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be cut into pieces, and their house be turned into powder road, for no other God can save in this way." And then King prompted Shadrach, Meshach, and promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. Praise be to the one most high, the word of the Lord for the people. Lord, thanks be to the Lord. Hope you have a great day, and see you tomorrow.